I'm Michael Moran. It's a real privilege to greet my fellow Yaleys from the class of 1951 as you celebrate your 60th reunion. Your class has been a real inspiration to all of us at Yale, particularly for the efforts that your class has made as leaders in the New Haven Renaissance. When you were students at Yale, and when I was a student at Yale, Dixwell and Yale were next to each other. We were adjacent, but we were not partners. That's changed in the last decade, and your class has made the difference. You see signs of partnership everywhere. In the Rose Center with its Dixwell Yale Community Learning Center, in the revitalized Scantlebury Park, in outreach programs from the new Yale Health Center, and in the New Haven Reads Community Book Bank. The most lively example of partnership, of neighbors from Yale working with neighbors in New Haven, happens every day during the school year at the Wexler Grant Community School. That is where we see what really makes a difference, people working together. And your class has been the leader in showing the way at Yale and in New Haven and providing the resources so that talented Yale students can work with the rising stars of tomorrow from the Dixwell neighborhood.
Really quick teacher.
Do you guys notice what word is in the middle of this word?
We are very excited at Wexler Grant School that we have a wonderful program running. This program has been selected for Wexler Grant School because of the taking a look at literacy. As you know, a major initiative is to close the achievement gap, and our feeling is the best way to do that is through literacy. And so we wanted to take a look at different schools in New Haven, like Wexler Grant School, where the literacy levels are not where they should be. So we've decided to try an intervention program there called Morri, and with the wonderful assistance from Yale, we were able to identify tutors from Yale who actually work with our students on a daily basis. They are trained with New Haven personnel, and they work with students, as I said earlier, for approximately a half an hour every single day to increase their literacy achievement.
Morri is modified reading recovery, so we're really looking at those, it really helps you to look at children very specifically about their reading behaviors and try to understand what it is they know about reading so that you can make it, you can make them a self-sustained reader.
Morri is a lot more structured and very individualized. With these kids, I think the instruction is more specific and it targets their problem areas. When I'm working with them, I'm able to see what words that they have trouble with when they're when I'm doing a running record, what words, what kind of patterns that they just don't recognize, and then the next lesson I target exactly that, and that's what it's specifically what we work on, and then they master it and they get a star. So it's very much targeted to them.
And the fact is that Wexler Grant serves a very, very poor population. 93% of the students who go to Wexler Grant are living below the poverty level. So with that comes the whole challenge of how do we meet the needs of children whose families are struggling just to meet their most basic needs.
Where it says date.
Since there were so many students that needed to have this intervention, we now work with 3 or less children in a group in order to help them become proficient in reading.
Morri definitely has 3 distinct sections to it. So the first section is like either making and breaking or sight words. Sight words are words that the student has problems with or got wrong in previous lessons that we just go over with the student at the beginning of each lesson. The second section we do is like an interactive writing or reading comprehension, basically, focusing on comprehension and things like that. And then the third section is starting a new book.
One of the kids reads a book that they're familiar with, and you take notes on every word, and like every word they get right, you just put a check, and then other ones, like if they self-correct their word, you mark that. or if you give them a word, you mark that, and then you have them retell the story. And so it's sort of a way to just see where the students are at with their reading.
So Morri's like divided out into different sections, and we have like, for second graders, there's like reading comprehension is a portion of it. And my favorite thing is asking them questions about their reading. I don't know, it's kind of fun to try and get the kids to talk, and it kind of gives them a chance to sort of be creative with their answers or just sort of see how they're thinking.
One of the comprehension exercises, like I was doing actually yesterday or 2 days ago, the story maps. So that kind of builds on their comprehension and really showed me that they were actually understanding the story. They were able to pick out certain events from the story without me prompting them with a question such as, why did Mike want the bike? They were able to tell me the events and why things happened.
I like working on their writing. They spend so much time, especially this month, just doing multiple choice questions, CMT prep, standardized test prep. And so I'm only here for a little bit of their writing time every day, but it's nice to go around and ask each one to read back what they've written and sort of help them edit their own writing by speaking everything out loud. And sort of it's a chance for them to branch off of the multiple choice route and actually say something that they're really thinking.
This year our Morri program has proven so far to be a great success. What we found in our first grade alone, that at least 13, 14 kids have been exited from the program, meaning that they came in below average, and now they're up there with the kids that are average or higher in reading in their classroom.
A 10.
A 10? And what does that mean? Is that an okay reader, a good reader, or exciting, or a K reader? So where are you at now?
21.
A level 2 reader is one of the, I would say, lower level readers. Makes common mistakes such as maybe leaving off the S's off some words or not fully pronouncing all the words like that. So one of my kids actually went from a 2 to a 5. And a level 5 reader doesn't make all those simple mistakes. He can pronounce the S's at the end of his words, is reading sentences fluidly and things like that.
These kids in Morri have learned so much and like are just way, way better readers. Like one of my students' name is Janaya. Like in the beginning of the year, she basically would see a book and was like, I can't read it all. And she would just like be really discouraged about it, and like she would kind of sound out every single letter in a way that didn't make it make sense. Mm-hmm. And like now she's, you know, like reading whole books, and she's like, I'm done before anyone else, and she's like really excited about it. So yeah, I mean, you can see the progress really clearly.
A lot of my first graders were really shy. I would ask them to read something, and they'd see a word and they go, oh no, can't read that. I'm not good at reading. Mm-hmm. I can't do it. And I have to just really coax them. But like as they spent more time with me, they see it more of like, they see it as something that they can try at least.
School is not just about reading and writing. We are providing for their physical health as well as their mental health, and giving them that one-on-one Morri tutor is not just providing the support for their academic literacy skills, but also that one-on-one companion of having someone who's showing them a special interest.
Since the program has gone on, they now see what I'm here for. I'm not just here as a friend, I'm here as someone who is trying to teach them.
First graders are different in that they need you to kind of just come down to their level and just kind of accept what they're saying and like maybe use that to get them interested, because they're not going to get interested for nothing. It's really fun, but at the same time they see me as an authority figure. They see me as a mentor. I think they look up to me a lot. Little girls ask me like what I do to my hair. It's really cute.
I really like them. I don't know, it's like, it's sort of more challenging with some than others. And other ones are just like really like quiet and polite, and I have to like draw them out a little bit. But I don't know, I just really like working with them.
Yeah, wonderful.
I really do appreciate the tenacity of the students that come to tutor our children.
I've definitely learned how to communicate with kids better. You learn a lot of patience through this. I've just learned about what it is, what it means to be effective, what it means to be responsible. Like it's a lot of responsibility. You're coming in 3 times a week in the mornings when it's the hardest to get up, and you really are responsible for the progress of these kids at such an important time of their lives.
Morri is a great program. I would encourage any Yaleys that don't have any extracurriculars right now to, or even if they do, just to do it. It's wonderful, very rewarding.
On behalf of the New Haven Public School System, we can't thank the Yale Class of 51 enough for the financial contribution they've made and for the human resources they've provided for us for Wexler Grant School. We are truly grateful to them, and we are very excited to have this class, the school, Wexler Grant School, reach its highest potential.
So many people from the class of 1951 made this project possible, but we would be totally remiss without offering special thanks to Connor Fay, Tony Schulte, Grant Esterling, and Cub Harvey. This is Claudia Merson from the Office of New Haven and State Affairs. Thank you, Class of 51.